Hey everybody, I just wanted to give a little update. Yesterday, my husband and I went to New York and we saw a neuro-autoimmune Lyme doctor there, and it was probably one of the best appointments that we have gone to. He said, let's try to narrow down these 8 different chronic illnesses you have and see if there's something more causing, like, that could be causing these 8 things that looks like it could be these, but is actually these 3 conditions or these 4 conditions that cause these multiple things. So there are quite a few tests that he wants done, and there's blood work. The problem that was arising is insurance doesn't pay for a lot of the testing, and it makes it very difficult. My husband's obviously a teacher, and, money's sort of limited that way, but we were very lucky where we were able to have people that were able to help us pay for the testing. But for people that can't pay for it, I'm not sure what they're supposed to do. Like, yes, we want to figure out the bottom of what's going on, but at the same time, if a family isn't able to afford that, then what are they supposed to do? Just not get treatment, not get diagnosed? And that doesn't seem fair. That doesn't seem okay. And it's sort of the position that we were sort of put in. But thankfully, we were able to get that figured out. So I have to go back up to New York on Thursday and get a bunch of that testing done. They did a bunch of blood work, and hopefully it will just get down to the bottom of this. There is a treatment, IVIG, that he was talking about doing, but insurance will only cover it if you have certain testing done and things like that. And it could solve a lot of my problems, and it's approved for certain conditions and treatments. So this doctor seemed the most confident out of all of the doctors that we have seen about his diagnoses and the treatments for those. And one of the things that my husband asked was, if we do this test, because they're sort of invasive tests, if we do these tests, is it going to change her treatment plan? And he said, well, yes, it definitely will change her treatment plan, because if it's really this instead of, say, lupus or RA, and it's just showing up like lupus and RA and it's acting like lupus and RA, then that treatment is different than if you actually have lupus and RA. So we're hopeful, but we've sort of been there before where a doctor's like, yes, we know what's going on, this is it, and then it's not it. So, but he seemed very confident in all this. I have quite a few tests that I still have to get done. They did a ton of blood work there, but overall we are very happy with this doctor, and just sort of grateful that we had an opportunity to come up and see him, and that he had answers for us that really no doctor has ever given us before. And so that was just a really positive, and hopefully this will sort of start solving some of this stuff. But he said, if you do have these things, it's a very long journey to try and control them and to live with them. There's still chronic illnesses that you can't get rid of, and so it's just, you have to modify things, you have to do medication, and you have to be aware of your body's limitations, and it can cause, major issues with your body still and your organs and things like that. So just understanding all of this, once we do the testing and sort of talk to him more about that, will help us out a lot in the plan. But I had talked to one of my doctors previously in Indiana about IVIG, and they had said, well, it's not covered, which I knew it wasn't, and there's no way that we could afford it, but we knew that with a lot of the illnesses that I have been diagnosed with, that IVIG has seemed to help those. So hopefully all of this sort of pans out the way that we're thinking it will, and that we want it to, so I'm able to get that treatment and have it be beneficial to me in that regard. And he also was talking about the Lyme's part and how it can affect you neurologically and everything like that, and that could be causing a lot of the problems too. So it's all just very interesting how different doctors have different views, but it was really a wake-up call of, because we're not super well off, you know, it's more difficult to get certain treatments. It's more difficult to get certain the correct diagnosis if testing is not covered by insurance, where people that may be more fortunate in you know, having more money and things like that are able to pay those a little more easier. I'm not saying that it's not taxing on those people as well, because it's still a ton of money to be putting out for testing like this. But it was just a wake-up call of, you know, it's really privileged versus, you know, I would say that we're middle class, of, you know, can we pay for this? And it's my health, so of course we're trying to pay for this, and then trying to figure out a way to, you know, afford it and pay for it so I'm able to get better. So that is sort of the update on New York, and I will probably do another video when I do the testing and everything, and that's supposed to be happening on Thursday, so I will be back in New York on Thursday to get all of the testing and stuff done, and hopefully we'll get some answers then. Alright, talk to you later. Bye!